everybody, welcome back. It's your boy, County Check, showing off my stats here, bringing you another fantastic installment here on the Warthunder channel. We'll be playing U.S. Naval 6.0 today, and I do okay, but I don't do super good. Having difficulties with the controls here, and had to do some adjusting in the middle of the match. Oh boy, how go, Fargo. Let's go. Yeah, here I had to invert my aiming. And if you haven't played Naval before, the higher you go in Bluewater, the more exciting it gets. It goes from like low tier coastal is like cutting grass, mid tier Bluewater is like watching grass grow, and a higher tier Bluewater is like watching paint dry. Super exciting. And it's a miss. I hope today's video finds anyone watching or listening well. It's a fantastic sunny day here in beautiful Central Ohio. And yeah, I got some free spare time because last week there was mega rain in the beginning of the week, and we wound up mowing all of the yards we would mow today last week on a Thursday, so they're not ready to go again. And then by the time we get to them next week, they'll probably be 4.5 inches. Gotta love it when the rain throws a wrench in your plans, but I'm also glad that we get it, you know. I've got a little barrel that I've been collecting rainwater in for my garden, and yeah, I like to use that. A lot of people don't realize why their garden jumps up after it rains is because the rainwater has a lot of oxygen in it. What the heck am I doing with my zoom? And yeah, that helps to aerate the plants. One of the problems I have here is if you take your standard shovel, you know, and you dig down 2 shovel head lengths, practically about 2 feet, is that there's a mega clay layer here. So we have poor drainage and high clay content in our soil, which is not in and of itself bad because the soil is nutrient rich, but it's not good for drainage and working it. If you work your soil when it's wet and you have a high clay content, the clay particles are kind of like little plates, and they will rearrange to stick to each other, and it could take you years to get them to separate again. I'm working on adding a lot of what would you call it, organic material to the garden. I'm doing some compost, and I plan on doing some of the Amish method, where they don't really till their soil, they dig a trench in between the rows and just put their yard waste in there and bury it. Why wait for it to compost above ground, right? Genius. You know, the older I get, the more I think maybe the Amish had it figured out. They seem like some good people to me. I don't belittle anyone for being religious. I am a spiritual person myself. I also don't belittle anybody for being non-religious. I spent many years being agnostic. Got me right there. Right in the face, bro. Come on. And a miss. Getting a lot of misses in this match, huh? Super exciting. I would imagine that the only people listening are just my close friends. They're probably taking a shower while they listen to my video, since that's their favorite activity to do. Yay! Nice hits right on the front guns. Let's go. Or they're out driving their big green tractor, having a headache in the basement, or installing fences somewhere. Maybe even salty sailing. I don't know if Jay watches my videos or not. Be sure that if you are having a good time here, to drop a comment what you think about the naval game modes in Warthunder. Maybe what they could be done to them to improve. Let me know if you got a garden going, if you got anything planted. I'm super excited for my garden this year because grocery prices are ridiculous. And at this point, I have several things going. I have some Green Simpson leaf lettuce. I have some Paris Island romaine, which I cut 2 big hunks of the leaf lettuce and romaine and gave it to my grandmother today. And they were drying oregano in the oven. It smelled so good. They've got some oregano and tomatoes in. I also have a Viking spinach, which came in a seed strip, which was a thing I've never seen before. It was just like a long strip of paper towel, and you plant it in the ground. It spaces them out and stuff. It came up good, but then something's after it. I can't tell if it's aphids or what, and I'm not going to apply chemicals, so I'm dealing with that. I had some corn in, but the squirrels ate the entire new shoots of the corn, so that's gone by the way. I've got 4 decent tomato plants, 1 red pepper plant, 4 bell pepper plants, about 9 cucumbers that have sprouted. I've got a raspberry bush, a blueberry bush, and a blackberry bush. I've got 3 pots that I just put strawberries in, although I'd imagine that they are going to make enough for about 1 handful. We got the ever-bearing strawberries, not June berries, even though I feel like the June berries probably taste better. Trying to think. I've got some sage. Unrepairable breach. I've got some sage in the pots. I've got some thyme in the pots, and some catnip in the pots. I don't think I think thyme and catnip are in the mint family, so you don't really want to plant those in the ground unless you have space. And I've got a wild blackberry bush. Ooh, did I get a kill while I was away? I've got a wild blackberry bush that I'm attempting to root now. And I have some cantaloupe seeds in the ground, as well as some onion sets. But the onion sets are my father's. He likes those onions. And that's the long and short of it. I also just picked up some ladino clover and some red bearcat clover and tried to seed it in the chicken run, but the chickens decided that the tiny white seeds looked very yummy, and I'm pretty sure that they literally disappeared them, even though I spread it super thick. Ooh, small boat. Gotta shoot the small boat. Wow, is that my anti-air? I love it when the AI shoots. I'm not sure what that was shooting. Was that like 3-inch guns? It's a pro tip, you know, if you have anti-air guns, in naval for like a secondary, like 40 and 20 mils, make sure that you stock them with the variable fuse or the timed fuse shells on the top, because that is what they will use first. If you have the armor piercing shells on the top, then that's what they will use, and you probably have not good luck. I don't believe, and I could be wrong, but I don't believe that the AI crewmates will change shells based on a target. Oh, an assist. Come on. I just blopped that guy. Just get an assist. Ay, 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 ay. That's the way it goes. Let's see what this guy is over here getting shot at. Can I make a hit without the carrot? Now the carrot's here. Let's see what this first set of shells does. And I think it was a miss. Yeah. That's what happens to me a lot. At naval, you get your aimer on someone, you shoot, your shells are flying, and then they explode. It's beautiful. I love it. I mean, what would Warthunder be if you didn't struggle? I mean, think about it. People complain about the game and its difficulty and so on and so forth. But really, if it was super easy, would it be fun? I don't think so. I know that they probably don't need to have it be as psychologically damaging as it is, but we all know that that's a strategy for them to get you to buy more premiums. I have a few premiums, but you can have fun without them, you know? It's entirely possible. Wow, I've become boring in my old age. I've run into the point where I really just don't have much more to jabber about, so I guess random things will come out of my mouth for the rest of this commentary. I generally am a saucy, humorous fellow, but I've got to keep it rated G for YouTube, because if I say something PG, they will probably not like that. They already don't like me as it is. I used to get way more views on my videos, but I spoke my opinion on some things. And after doing that, it seemed a lot like my shorts and other things were just restricted. I don't know if they age restricted me because of some of my subscriptions. You know, I got some saucy subscriptions, because you can get pretty much corn on YouTube anymore. It's crazy, but you can't speak your opinion on something if it goes against the globalists, right? And if you say something about that, then boom, they shut you down. Ooh, direct hit right in the nose. Get 'em, lads. And you know, I don't want to live in a full surveillance panopticon security state. Maybe other people do. I don't buy into the whole gaslighting argument of like, whoa, if you got nothing to worry about, you're not doing anything wrong, then why are you worried? Yeah, no, that's totally an invalid argument. What needs to be done in this country of the United States of America, where I live, is simply to have the law enforced equally on everyone, and to just enforce the laws that are on the books. If we would just enforce the laws that are on the books, instead of pretending like judges and lawyers and everybody are overworked with their high salaries and their cushy lifestyles, then things would be better. If they've got people going to trial and court cases a year after their crime, we need to start making the judges work second shift. Make them work third shift. Make them have 24-hour shifts. You know, where You got 3 judges. They come in for 8 hours each, and you put them in the bench and you work their asses. Most judges I've ever met were alcoholics, and most of the lawyers I've met are coke addicts. So it's like, hey man, you over here representing all these people, but you got a little powder on your nose there. Like, what's the disconnect? You went to school for 8 years, so you're allowed to do what you want, versus someone who, finished high school and worked at a fast food restaurant or something. You have more value than them. Then where's our equality? The inequality in this country is not between the races of black people and white people and brown people and Indians and Mexicans. The inequality there does not exist. The true inequality is between the people who have had money and privilege and were raised to it, and people who don't have money. And the gap is getting wider and wider and wider every day. They don't have to be in league in a conspiracy to know what's good for them. They just have to do what they know is good for them, and it all works together in lockstep and keeps the people who did not get born into money from amassing enough generational wealth to leave for their kids. Personally, I'm offended by things like that. People who have more money than they could ever spend or that could possibly need. What would you do with it? Just feel satisfied with yourself? Sit around like the Cheshire Cat and look at your bank account? I myself am a poor person, and I'm basically happy with that. I wouldn't want any more than what I needed. And whenever I've had problems in my life, I meditate on it, pray about it, and the good Lord seems to provide and take care of me. I don't take anything for the journey, and it's there on my travels. Maybe I'm naive, maybe I don't understand how the world really works, and I'm supposed to be a soulless cocksucker who does everything in my power to amass wealth at the expense of other humans. But I can't behave in that fashion. I just couldn't do it, man. It would hurt my soul, and my soul is more important than zeros in my bank account. There are zeros in my bank account, but they're not after the number, they're before the number. They're before the decimal point. It's like 0.59 cents, in my savings account. I gotta laugh at myself. I don't know. I think you should just be able to go back to the old ways. Would be amazing. Back when people were self-sufficient and you could do things every day that lent to your self-sufficiency and gave you what you needed without having to bend over for these corporations that adulterate their products and add massive amounts of chemicals, and then everyone wants to know why the next generation is all screwed up. Well, it's easy to see, but if you noticed why and tried to stop it, then you'd be stopping their profit train, and they wouldn't like that at all. My income is something like $100 to $160 a week, and I manage to, between myself and my son, who works 20 hours at a Domino's, manage to pay my car payment, pay my insurance, buy groceries, and that's about it. We don't go on trips or do anything fancy or anything like that. Well, this is about to be a bad idea right here. And I think I'm going to do myself in. No, I got another ding. I wonder what that was. Anyway, that's my old man, pro-capitalist, anti-communism, anti-end-stage capitalism, globalism rant for the day. I remember when gas was like 80 and 90 cents a gallon, and $20 would get you groceries for like a week or two if you were frugal. I remember buying a pack of ribeyes for $9.99. That's the one that really grinds my gears. Just not being able to afford a steak every now and again. And it's being done to us because rich dummies think that the earth is going to be destroyed, just like everything was supposed to be underwater by now, according to Al Gore, right? So they're going to drop ticks and spiders and mosquitoes and force you to eat grasshoppers because cows fart. Bro, come off it. Sustainable agriculture does not create the net negative that unsustainable monocropping does. You don't believe me? Go check out Joel Salatin. He knows what's good. Here, I'm about to do it to myself, lads. Watch. I haven't really flown this plane in realistic a lot. And I'm going to have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 seconds of attempting to reduce speed. And I blew my wing off. Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, this is me. You're probably wondering how I got myself in this situation. I did it by being dumb. I feel like by this point, only my most closest friends would even be anywhere near still watching this. So that's why I waited till the second half to give my classic rant, which I haven't done recently because I think it hurts the channel. And honestly, if you're not aware of these things, you won't see them or believe them anyway. It's all stacked against us, but we don't have to worry about our enemies if we have faith. If we have faith and we do what's good, everything will be okay. You might not have a plan, but God does. And just when you can taste it, no. Oh, no, not the other tip. Oh. And then I immediately overcorrected upside down. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Take out the old Pimpsburg. Man, using a backup on a ship, that's like, that's how you know you died too much. This is definitely from, like, end of December 24 or New Year. I don't know why I didn't shoot at that guy. It's like definitely from end of December 24, like very beginning of January 2025. So I am a little behind, and for that I apologize. But I super do appreciate anyone who does watch my videos. And I appreciate anyone who leaves a comment. Tell me how your day is. Tell me about your garden. You know, drop the links to the feet pictures below. Right? Show me them dogs. But most importantly, I hope that you have a good day. And that you don't let anything get you down. The world looks tough now. But we just have to be tougher, okay? Everything will be alright. This is County Check, signing off. And I'll see you on the next one. Love you.